I have always been a storyteller since the time I was a little kid. Um, when I was like 9, I tried to start a school newspaper. And I had a teacher who was not thrilled with my idea of starting a school newspaper and didn't think I should try. He didn't like the ideas that I had, and he didn't encourage me or give me any new ideas or better ideas, or he just said, no, we're not going to do that. But then I continued to write stories and poetry and music. I was quite a Beatle fan from the time I was about 11 or so. And so I did a lot of music in that Beatles pop genre sort of thing. Um, and I continued to tell stories. I spent some years as a nanny. Um, and during that time, I often told stories to the kids and developed quite a few stories that, later turned into something. But then I had quite a long time when I felt a bit discouraged. It's like my stories didn't really go anyplace. There was nobody to tell them to, whatever, whatever. And here again, Copenhagen. I love Copenhagen. I really love Copenhagen. I got quite inspired when I was there. Um, Besides the dragon, which I is in another one of these videos, the first sighting of the dragon. Copenhagen is a magical place. And I had an experience when I was there. I was walking and I made a wrong turn. And I was lost. If you've ever been to Copenhagen, then you know that the streets all go at funny angles. And you you can get lost very easily. You get lost very easily. Um, so anyway, I was walking and it was raining, and I made a wrong turn, and I wasn't sure where I was. So I just kept going, hoping that I'd come across something that I recognized. And then where I came out was at the back end of Rosenborg Park. Um, and then I knew where I was because I recognized the park, but I had to cross the park to get to where I was going. So I crossed the park, and there was the statue of Hans Christian Andersen, and it is so alive. This is the most incredible statue because it's like there's a bench, and it's like Hans Christian Andersen is in motion, getting up off the bench. He has a book in his hand, and his cloak is sort of like falling off of one shoulder, and you can see him very much in motion and alive. The statue, yeah, it's green bronze, but I swear the eyes twinkle. This is where I actually got the idea of the twinkle in the eye being magic, because the eyes of the statue seemed to twinkle, that he was in such motion, and I could just see the children sitting there on the lawn as he told them stories. And it was such an inspiring moment for me, because that is the place where he used to sit and tell the kids the stories. That was his bench. Um, so after I saw the statue of Hans Christian Andersen, I went back to the place I was staying, and I started to write. And I wrote all night long, and the next day I had a story. And that was sort of like my revitalization after I'd spent years and years not writing anything for myself at all. I started writing again, and it got me very excited. Um, and I started with short stories. Um, anyway, so after I started writing some stories, I started entering the Writers of the Future contest, um, which was it started in the name of L. Ron Hubbard, who's one of my very favorite authors. Great, great stuff. Um, from the golden ages of science fiction and fantasy and adventure and all those good things. Um, so I entered the contest, and I was very much encouraged. It wasn't at all like getting a reject letter, like when you send to a publisher and they reject you and then you feel all bummed. No, it was okay. You didn't win, but it was good. Try again. We're looking forward to actually being able to do something with you. So I tried again and again, and I wrote several stories. I don't remember exactly how many. It was 5+ that I actually entered into Writers of the Future. Um, and a couple of them got really nice responses. One story was um, in the finals. It wasn't one of the ones that was picked for the book. It didn't win a prize, but it was just like, this is good, send another quick. Okay. Another one I got an honorable mention for, and I got a really nice critique from Aldous Budrys, who helped me immensely. For anybody that's out there that would like to write, needs to know more about writing, needs to practice writing, this would be a good place. This just practice, write it, send it in. If it doesn't win, revise it, write it again, write the next one, send it in. And you can just, just every quarter, send another one in. I would really advise anybody who's a writer and hasn't been published to do this. If for nothing else, for the practice, but also because it's just really, they're very encouraging, and it's a lot of writers have started there and then moved up.